What's going on, everyone? So, Charlie Poveromo, about a week and a half ago, sent out a letter to Virgil Trucks, and he requested an autograph, and let me get a little bit, there we go, and requested an autograph and sent him a letter with a few questions. Well, as you guys all know, Virgil Trucks was a Tiger, and I wanted to, since I've said numerous amount of times in previous videos that I write for a website called UpperDeckReport.com, I'll link it below. I wanted to write a blog about Virgil Trucks. Not necessarily, I didn't really care about getting an autograph, although he did sign the letter, but I mainly wanted to ask him a few questions so I could write a blog about him. So here's what I sent him. I sent him, "Dear Mr. Trucks, I would like to thank you so much for everything you did for the Tigers franchise. Throwing 2 no-hitters, seeing a championship brought to the city of Detroit, and you being one of the Tiger legends from that era. Since Justin Verlander tied your no-hitter record, your name has been brought up a lot. When I looked up your stats, I couldn't believe how underrated you were," which is very true. I'll link his baseball reference stats. Virgil Trucks is extremely overrated. And never mind my hands being dirty, I just got home from work. My brother came, called me on the phone, "Dude, Virgil Trucks sent you back a letter." So, anyways, I'm not requesting an autograph or anything. I would just like to ask you a few questions. Right now, I'm trying to become a sports writer. If you would answer these few questions, I'd love to write something about you. The first question was, with having teammates like Hank Greenberg, George Kell, Hal Newhouser, Charlie Gehringer, who was your favorite teammate? He put Hank Greenberg. He was a great hitter and became a great friend. During his running the 1945 World Series against the Chicago Cubs, we wouldn't have won the World Series without him. He was also he was also in one of my great games when he had 3 home runs. And the Tigers won 4-1 on the second game of the World Series in 1945. And then the second question was, who was the hardest hitter you ever faced? He put Ted Williams, and I'm sure most other pitchers during that time period would also agree. How did you get the nickname Fire Trucks? His writing is a little hard to read, guys, so if I stutter a little bit, it's because I'm trying to decipher what he wrote. This guy is 80 years old. My first year in pro baseball pitching for, I can't read that. For whatever, it's like a minor league team, I guess. In the fall leagues, Class D, Jack House, a sports writer for Birmingham AL News, came down to see me pitch. I was clocked throwing a ball at 105 miles an hour. Now, what sucks about then is they didn't have radar guns like we did now. At least I don't think they did. I know I've heard stories of Bob Feller in the 40s, same time Virgil Truck pitched, throwing 112. So, I don't know, but 105 is crazy. So, my last name being Trucks, he gave me the nickname Fire Trucks. Another question I asked him, what is your favorite Tiger memory besides throwing 2 no-hitters? Winning a World Series game in 1945 World Series against Chicago Cubs 4-1, and eventually winning the World Series and a ring. Here's the question I like the most. What do you think of Justin Verlander? He put, Justin Verlander reminds me a lot of the way I pitched when I was in a tight situation. Gave the hitter the best stuff, the better stuff you have. And that one was the Heat. Okay, and then the last one I asked him, I only asked him 6 questions, was, best Tigers team you were ever a part of? Well, there wasn't many great Tiger teams that I played with. 1950 was the best, which is weird considering he didn't say 1945, the World Series winning team. So, was the best. But I was out all year with a sore arm. Most of the teams finished in the second in the division, 1952, being the worst one. We won 50 and lost 104, so the Tigers have still sucked in lots of seasons, even going back then. So 03, it's definitely a part of the Tigers' history losing. So in 1952. Being the worst one. We won 50, lost 104 out of a 154 game schedule. Because the schedule didn't get expanded to 1961 to 162 games. Which led to that Roger Maris thing with the asterisks. schedule. Also, my worst season, I won 5 and lost 19, but had 2 no-hitters and 1 hitter and a 2-hitter. Wow. Let me look up what season that was then. I can go to Baseball Reference, and I will link up all his stats. And that's the last question. And he put, "Hey John, I had to try and help you. Glad to try and help you out. Good luck in your career. Sincerely, Virgil Trucks." Let me see if I can get a good close-up. There's his signature right there. Let me look up his stats here, what season he's talking about. Virgil Trucks. Like I said, I will link it. He's talking about 1952 then, okay. So he pitched 2 no-hitters. He had some of the best games in one of his worst seasons. That's crazy. P.S. A card for you. Sorry, couldn't fit it in the envelope. Because the envelope he sent me was pretty damn small. So, figured I'd show you my TTM access. Virgil Trucks, such a nice guy. Like I said, very, very underrated player. One of the better Tiger pitchers of all time. It just goes unnoticed. And main reason, like I said in my letter, a lot of people are hearing about him once more, is because of Justin Verlander tying his 2 no-hitter record, which he held, for so many years, 50 plus. So, nice guy. I suggest, any Tiger fans, look in to, get a letter back for sure. Write to this guy. He's such a nice dude. I really appreciated him sending me a letter back. So, video about the Indian series. A little quick thought. The Tigers got to win today. We're only up by 2. JV's pitching tonight. We got to get that 3-game lead, and we have to just pitch great. We have to win in Baltimore. So, that's my next video. I'll make that video tomorrow morning. So, TTM success. Thank you, Virgil Trucks. And when I finish that blog for Virgil Trucks, because I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to start writing it, by the time I make my video tomorrow about the series, I'll have it all done, and I'll link it in the next video description. So, Virgil Trucks, stats below. Thank you again.